nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Welcome to the public and our guests tonight. We had our public information session from 5:30 to 6:15. We had one member from our community show up for that. Roll call's been taken. Joel Stencil from iDaily, when is he going to be in?
Actually, it'll end up being Brian then he'll be here around 7 o'clock.
And now what we are doing here is this is the Truth and Taxation meeting at this point in time. Mr. McNulty?
Yeah, and then you got to tell us if you have any other questions too. But on our actual levy here, we back in, remember? Voted to maximize, was that actually October? Yeah. To maximize our levy amounts. We have a change in that because of what we had with the project. We got approval from Oxborough from the MD state that we could take part of our asbestos and our health and safety out of the levy and wait for the election to take place. Because the election takes place, that money, the $71,275, would actually then be paid for by that excess what we underspent, that we did spend, and then when taken out the levy, if it doesn't occur the vote yes, then he allowed us to put it on for the following year, so it would come on to next year's proposed levy. So we're going to be taking that actually off our proposed tax statement levy, and so our total amount then would be $813,684.75 instead of the $884,959.75.
Is there any questions from the public? Questions from the public? Okay, then we would need a motion to approve the $813,684.75.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Radke has made that a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Miller. Is there any further discussion? Mr. McNulty, can this be just a regular vote? Do we have to do roll call?
Yeah, that's what we've done. Yes, I didn't see anything on it that's changed.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Truth and Taxation meeting closed as of 6:34 p.m. And now we will open our regular school board meeting.
Before you finish the closing, do you want to make sure that no one has any questions about taxation? I mean, maybe we thought we were just talking about that amount.
Okay. Any questions regarding truth and taxation? No? Are you satisfied with that? Okay. We'll open our regular school board meeting, you want to call it 6:35? Okay. All we need, let's see here. Review of consent agenda. To approve the consent agenda for a meeting as presented or modified, and to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting of 11/14/12, and to pay the bills in the amount of $157,961.69. Project bills for $181,372.98, and student activity for $232.99. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, board minutes, and payment of bills?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Markino makes a motion.
I'll second.
Seconded by Radke. Is there any further discussion? No further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Recognition of communications since the last meeting. Communications received by board members. We have a good news section, music concerts, 97th, 10th, and 13th.
Yeah, I took place going to the 10th one. Mr. Schmidt was at the one on the 13th, so I can only comment on the 10th one. We had our substitute band teacher also take that, Mr. Randy Wilson, so we actually have somebody new up there continuing Mrs. Helen's work, and it sounded great. Actually, not all Christmas music, so it's better than regular one, but the concert on the 10th was excellent, and we had a good crowd. The teachers were packed, both sides. So.
Fantastic.
And I don't know, Jeremy, anything to say about 13th?
Well, yeah, the 13th went really well. It was packed house, and the kids did a great job. They were, playing the instruments and singing, and a little twist on some of the songs that were more some of the top 40 songs right now, and they put twists in them, put them kind of quick, Christmassy and holiday songs, and pretty cool.
And along with that, we always have our annual after prom party committee bake sale. And I'm happy to report that we made over $900 on that bake sale, which was $60 more than last year. So thank you to the community members for supporting that, and all the 10th, 11th, and 12th grade parents and students who supplied the baked goods.
Because that really helps for keeping them here in this building
Right.
after prom. That's a great thing for us. Anything else as far as good news? Okay. Open dialogue section of the meeting. Each person in the audience is given 3 minutes, total time of 15 minutes. Is there anybody that wants to address the board in open dialogue? Anyone who wants to address the board in open dialogue? Okay. Administrative reports, K through 12 principal, Mr. Schmidt.
You guys get a copy of that?
Front and back.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys got my email or email from November, the minutes when I was gone at the meeting. So I put that stuff on the back of the December one. But you can read that. If you have questions on that, you can let me know. But I'll just go through the December points that I have. EL para position, we're looking at interviewing candidates for a Spanish-speaking EL para position later this week on Wednesday. Ideally, the candidate would also be considered for a media center position for part of the time, similar to, it would work with whatever the candidate could maybe work with, but looking at maybe 8 to 10 for media center, or 7:30 to 10:30 or whatever, and then the EL position from 10 to 3:30, but it would be a split time kind of thing to help make that person full time.
Yeah, full time, okay.
And also try to meet some of the needs we have both in the EL area and in the media center as well.
Can I just ask a question? Did we have an influx of ELL students since the beginning of the year that we needed to add this para position on? Because I know that we pretty much have 2 full-time ELL people right now, right?
We have one full EL instructor, and then in this case we have a partial. Janina Wall is but she's all over. We have an influx of 4 new students who have no English speaking skills whatsoever.
What is special?
And based on the testing, we have to, we don't have the amount of hours that are actually needed.
That are required?
Yeah, well, she's got testing, but she can't even do that yet because the language barrier is so strong. We have to break that language barrier first.
So it's pretty much due to that addition of those 4 students that have no English.
Yeah, and
We also gained back some Hispanic speaking kids from Glencoe that were going to go to school in Glencoe, but they decided to come back here. So we got those back too. How many was that, 2?
2, yeah.
So we've
And
got
they
more
don't
coming.
speak English either?
They speak English and Spanish.
Okay.
but they're still under the EL program because
They're not fluent.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Joanne probably could attest to that more than I can because I'm not Spanish speaking, but so our hours are needed.
Secondly, again, the Christmas concerts, nice job by Mr. Rue and the students who sang during that time. There are a couple of solos and things like that really they really did a nice job, and the huge audience participation was packed. So. We had the elementary Christmas store last week. I wanted to thank the volunteers to help make that work out. Also, thank you to Bethel Church for lending us tables, so we didn't have to pull them out of classrooms and disrupt the learning process that was going on in the classrooms at those times. It was, that's more of a service than anything. We don't make money on that really. We get donations and things like that. That's where we make some of the money. But the final results of that aren't in yet because we have to return what wasn't sold. But it was good, and the kids were able to buy presents. I saw some kids come in, and there's an article in the paper this week as well, if you saw that. But they come in with a lot of the money for certain people, and they buy gifts for mom, dad, and grandma and grandpa, and brother and sister. And if you ask them who they're buying for, they'll say me all the time. So it was good. But they, trying to work with them in managing money. We had high school students helping. We had a lot of volunteers, adult volunteers also as well. But it was kind of a neat experience, and it helped them kind of work with that managing and budgeting type of thing. We had a staff development 2-hour late start since the last meeting. During that time, staff members worked with a Plato representative. That's our online learning system. What we have the option of doing, not only have students who are able to learn individually at computers during online learning, but with the subscription that we have to Plato, we also have, each classroom has a license where they can use this for an entire class, not an individual, but use the resources for an entire class. And the Plato stuff is aligned with state standards, so they can search by standards, teachers can. They can search by content, they can search by a couple different other ways too, but it brings up some of that content. They can put it on their smartboard, and some of it's interactive, some of it's videos, some of it's, you know, just presentation. But I would say about, I think it was 16 staff attended that portion of it. We also had web page updates, so the web pages were updated. Some of the people in the community had emailed me regarding that, and that was one of the things we had planned during that time, that they were able to update their web pages. Hopefully that continues to increase communication from school to home, which is a big part of that. Mrs. Buckington led most of that. She's a whiz at the technology, and her web page is remarkable, so she was able to lead that. And we also had some independent learning time, and what I asked the staff to do is fill out a form that showed how that was related to their goals. Only one staff member chose that, Mr. Skoblick, and what he did was he's creating his lessons on his computer, and he's creating them not only in English but also in Spanish, and so he's able to present those to students. It's pretty neat. He's making tests for that his classes. He's got different videos and things like that he's trying to make, and vocabulary words and things like that. And he's working with an iPad and some translation equipment and talking into a microphone, and it translates it, puts it in English, it also puts it in Spanish. So it was pretty neat to see what he did in the 2 hours that he was working. So.
Mr. Schmidt, on that Plato, can teachers just pull a unit off of it, so they don't have to take a whole course on it?
No, yeah, they can search by, you know, whatever area they want to do it. I mean, they went through that with the representative there, you know, and they can use it in enrichment for other areas as well, photography. They give a huge sheet of courses that are available, and it doesn't take our license away from the students that are using it.
Okay.
Each individual student, we only can have so many on at a time, but all the teachers could be on at the same time. And like I said, they can search by standards, content, and they don't have to go. They eliminate the quizzes from it, where you have to take a quiz to pass to the next section like the students have. They can still have the quizzes up there, but they don't have to take them on that side.
So it's a good resource if teachers looking for, let's say you have something on prehistoric time, dinosaurs. I mean, you probably can find something that would help you in your preparation.
Yep, yeah, exactly. We had free lunch at St. Peter's. There was a large attendance for that as well. I think we had 91 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. I'm not sure exactly how many, 9 through 12.
72, I think we had there too.
So right around 160 kids, and that was great. Good food. The kids enjoyed that. We had a lockdown since the last meeting, and Chief organized that. I was out of the building at that time, but we are working on updating information that wasn't up to date at that time, making sure all the staff members have what they need to perform the lockdown efficiently and correctly. Also, some of the hardware issues that we had during that time as well have been taken care of, I guess, already. So.
I did fix it the next day.
Yep. So. And then in addition to that, we also put a notice on the website regarding Friday's incident in Connecticut. And did you get an instant alert out?
That went
with
out
that?